Welcome to Catholic Messenger Conversations podcast. Today our conversation partners are Patrick and Rachel Schmadeke. Patrick is the Diocese of Davenport's Evangelization Director, and Rachel is a physical therapist. They are parents to 3 young children. The newest family member, Josephine, arrived January 19th. Is that right? And she's with us. You can't see her, but I can't see her either, but we're excited about that. Our diocese has been focusing over the last year on fostering a sense of welcoming and belonging in our diocesan church. The domestic church, our families, offers plenty of opportunities to nurture welcoming and belonging. So let's begin our conversation with the Schmadekes on welcoming and belonging in the domestic church. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
I didn't know what else to say about that, but... So what does the domestic church look like in your family, Patrick and Rachel? Take us through a day in the life of the Schmadekes now.
Well, sometimes it's messy. Like this morning, getting to school on time. So, yeah, Matthew is a first grader, and Catherine is a 3-year-old preschool this year at St. Paul the Apostle. So day in the life is kind of like getting them ready for school, which has been its own kind of season in the last couple of years to kind of transition to the structure of the day.
Is that harder with Josephine there, or what? Or do they want to spend time with Josephine and not go to school, for example?
They do. Both of them, I think, said they wanted to hold Josephine this morning as we're like trying to get their shoes and coats on. It's like now is not the time. Later.
Are you praying at that time then, or what? I mean, what do you do to try and negotiate that?
To negotiate bribing with gummy bears.
Oh,
no, not in the morning.
Yeah.
But they're getting better as we've kind of built routine over time. But yeah, this has been, especially since Josephine was born, it's been harder to kind of like leave. It's hard for me to leave for work. I want to just like stay at home.
Oh my God. So Rachel, how do you deal with that? Because you are home, right? I'm assuming you're at home with this baby right now.
Yes. It's just me and Josephine for the most part during the day. So we are, a couple times Pat has had the kids so I can go back to sleep, and then I'll wake up again as they're all getting ready, and so jumping into the routine when they're in the middle of it.
Oh, that's great.
Is a little wild sometimes. Yeah, it's a little chaotic in the morning. We're just kind of trying to move kids along the process. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot of spiritual in the morning at home.
Oh, that's right. I wouldn't expect that. Because spiritual is how your family, right? I mean, that's part of who you are. And to me, that's part of the lived experience of your Christian tradition, right? I mean, it's just trying to be the best parents you can be.
in the moment, at a given time, on a given day.
I remember there was a nun who once told me, because I said, I have a son with autism, and as he was growing up, I don't think I was very patient. And I said, I think I'm a failure. And she said, no, you need to look at it as every moment is another moment in time. And maybe in that one moment you didn't do a very good job, but there are many, many more moments during the day where you can do better. And I thought, I can capture each moment as a different moment to
that's
try and
relatable.
improve.
It's all a journey.
It's all a journey.
Mornings don't contain our best moments probably, but in the evening we have a little more structure. And normally I pick up the kids after work. I work as a physical therapist at Genesis East at the hospital. It's really right next to their school. So I'm kind of right next to the big kids normally when I'm at school. So I'm kind of the picker-upper on a usual schedule. And I've got Matthew to understand that if I'm running late to pick them up, it's because I'm helping one more person. So trying to put the emphasis on the positive and not on the, sorry it's late and you're hungry and we're tired and everyone's struggling because it's 5:15 or whatever. But then once we get home and people are fed, the evenings can go a little smoother for us.
And Matthew's such a nurturer that appeals to him. Like, Mommy's helping one more person at the hospital. Like,
that's so cool.
He's very for that.
Thankfully. It makes him more patient with me.
That is so... How did you come up with that? I guess I would have never even thought about that. That's just really excellent.
Well, sometimes that's why my day is longer, because I had to help one more person. Like, just try to squeeze in one more session, and then it takes me over my expected time to be done. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, well, oh well.
And I realize that when someone told me you're hangry, you're hungry and angry, that makes you so hangry
Surreal.
can really make you not be maybe as charitable, right? I'm thinking.
Absolutely. We've just exchanged snacks for after school pickup for the kids today so that the children do better than
Oh,
they otherwise
that's
might.
a
So,
good
snacks in the car.
idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so what else? So tell me about the evening then. So you have dinner. Who makes dinner?
Me, 95% of the time, probably. Mm-hmm. But we try to do a combination of leftovers and, like make meal every couple days. And I work 4 days a week when I'm working.
Yeah.
So, like, try to have a rhythm of having some leftovers and not having to make dinner from scratch at 5:30 is usually doesn't
Tough.
go well.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah. So I'll make meals on the days I'm off, or we'll do something quick if we don't have like a meal already prepped. So, yeah, trying to get kids in chairs is a little stressful sometimes, but once we get them there, kind of get a meeting, and they're both good eaters, so that's good. Normally.
And dinner is kind of a time when things turn more like to intentionality. Like sometimes during dinner we'll go around the table and we'll ask the question, what was your favorite or most memorable sight, sound, taste, touch, or smell from the day?
Oh,
and
cool.
we don't usually get through all of them, but it's an interesting way to kind of unpack how everybody's day was. Matthew has already turned to the kind of, when we ask him, well, how was school? Like, fine. Or
Yes,
what did
yeah.
you learn today? I don't remember. Oh, well, that's great. So
Do you remember anything about your day?
yeah, what did you do today? Were you at school today? So, but by asking about like
A
the
specific.
most memorable sound or something
Oh,
like that might
that's
bring
cool.
out something from music class, or taste will bring out something from lunch or a snack time, or
Oh,
sight.
cool.
He sees the hospital from the playground where Rachel works, and so that's like, oh, he's given us a window into his day now, and then we can share that too.
And how do you do that with Catherine? She's 3. Is she 3?
3.5.
3.5. So how do you?
And she shares as well. Mm-hmm. Sometimes she does like repeat what he says, but she's getting better at it over time, kind of
Oh, that's
honing in on things. Or sometimes we'll begin the day when I drop them off at school, like, so tonight let's talk about sound or taste, like to invite them to
okay.
focus in on a sense for the day,
Very
to kind
good.
of share that then at the end of the day as a family.
A lot of times hers is a recent, like maybe whatever she had as a snack on the way home. in the
Oh,
car.
that's great.
She doesn't always
I
go
really
back
like the
very far.
taste of that cookie or something or whatever. What about like prayer or do you read
Yeah.
scripture to them or what? How do you do that? What's that like?
Prayer at dinner time is definitely our most like structured part of like family prayer. So we'll pray either one of two kind of like rote prayers, and then after that we copied from friends that they have this practice of saying God bless like in a circle, and you say the person next to you. So we
that's
kind of
neat.
adopted their practice of saying God bless and going in a circle. So we'll do that. Try to get around the table, get people to say the person next to them, and then at the end of that, part of preparing to welcome Josephine was adding "and God bless baby" that we all say together at the end.
Oh, that's so cool.
So once we make it around our little group of 4, was saying "God bless baby" while we were expecting her, and now we say "God bless Josephine," of course.
Oh, that's great.
She's here, but yeah, that's one way that we have that structure.
Okay. Oh, that's really neat.
And we did that when Matthew was still the only child and we were expecting Catherine. That really nurtured his imagination, and now both of their imaginations to sort of anticipate this new family member and
that's
grow
great.
excitement. And
At the table with us, kind of already.
yeah. Other prayer things are sort of like often structured by the liturgical season.
Oh, okay.
Just recently we made it to Mass on time by making all the green lights, but on our way we were like, okay, there's no way we're going to make the first reading, so let's just read the first reading in the car.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
But yeah, prayer.
That's intentionality. You're there in spirit.
Yes.
Maybe not in person. And so you kind of described that. I was going to ask you, how do you prepared your two older children, Matthew and Catherine, to welcome their baby sister into your family of faith? So were there any other things you did? I mean, she's still pretty new to them, right? She's been here, what, a month? No, not even.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start talking about baptism soon. We have like a baptism, like a children's baptism book that kind of goes through the main parts of the rite with pictures and everything. We'll go through pictures from their baptisms to sort of hone in on that. We do like name and kind of celebrate their baptism day
Oh, that's great.
with each of them. So that's
Like a birthday.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
So that's a
So
way.
they each know their baptismal date.
They probably, if you quizzed them, they wouldn't.
But that's so cool.
But
So
not
and
yet.
so you've written that down somewhere, right? 'Cause
We
I
know it.
don't. Because and so Pope Francis would be really pleased because he thinks people should know their baptism dates.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, we'll have to make flashcards. Whose baptism date is this?
Just realized I'm not sure if I know my own baptism date, but I know
That's right.
the older two kids.
We attend to the kids for sure.
Yeah.
I
Do you know
think
your
I
baptism
don't. I don't either.
Oh no.
I should look into this.
I'm thinking I was born on April 1st, and I know that I was baptized like 3 weeks after I was born. So I guess like probably April 21st or something like that.
Oh,
Because I've seen a picture of my mom holding this, infant, and she told me, I'm sure she told me it's 3 weeks after, but so I can kind of guess. I know approximate dates.
yeah. One another kind of calendar structured thing that we do is also Matthew, Catherine, and Josephine each have saint names, and so the feast day for the saint
Oh,
we'll
okay.
kind of attend to in a special way. So, feast of Saint Matthew, and his middle name is Ambrose, so the feast of Saint Ambrose as well. And
Oh, that's so cool. Did you name him after St. Ambrose?
yes, yeah. So Rachel and I met here at
At
Saint
St.
Ambrose,
Ambrose, yeah.
and learned about Ambrose the person, and
He's a pretty cool saint.
he's a very cool
right?
saint. Yeah, very underknown, underappreciated, but very
A champion of the poor and the oppressed, for sure.
yeah. He did lots of amazing things worth learning about.
Oh, that's
we wanted to
great.
give names to them that they could kind of live into.
And who is Catherine named after?
Catherine of Siena,
Oh,
not Catherine the Great.
okay. That's good.
Yes.
And why
Catherine of Siena.
Why Catherine of Siena?
So we wanted to give her a name, again, well, with all the kids, a name that they could live into. But we've sort of been inspired by Catherine of Siena's life
Okay.
and sort of her conviction and love for God and the way that she lived that out in the church, in speaking
Okay.
up to and being advisors to the Pope and to other church leaders at the time. Just a woman who was kind of fearless in her love for God, and the way that she lived that out is
Oh, that's great. I forgot to ask you, Matthew. I mean, did you name Matthew after the apostle, I'm assuming, or?
yeah. We so in Matthew's gospel, I find lots of enrichment. I'll just speak for myself. I find lots of enrichment there, and in particular, the way that Matthew is addressing both his Jewish and Gentile, this kind of mixed audience, and he constructs narratives that are able to bring these two communities together in the name of Jesus. And so this kind of theme of bringing together that is, which is only apparently disparate, but in reality harmonious, is a skill that also Ambrose lived out. But Matthew, in his writing of his gospel, it's a masterpiece. So that's a thing for Matthew to learn in time.
Wow. Oh, that's really, I mean, you put a lot of thought into this then, don't you? Into the naming.
That's funny because so for all three of our kids, you can tell this story, just that we didn't know. So it's been a surprise whether it's been a boy or girl.
Okay.
And then, so we have a list of a few names for boy and girl.
I got
and then we kind of meet the little one and
Then you decide. Oh,
talk
okay.
about it.
Takes us the majority of our hospitalization to
to
decide on the name. So
Okay.
it's been every time that everyone's like, okay, what's the name? So we have to.
And then do you
Circle back.
research it, or do you circle back first? Do you start looking? Like Josephine, how did you come? How did
Sure,
you,
yeah.
Josephine?
So Josephine,
We just think it's a beautiful name, that we both like. But also there's a couple pretty interesting saints that are also Saint Josephine. So there's Saint Josephine Vanini, who committed her life to helping the sick and the hospitalized, and started an organization that's still at work today in the world, helping like the sick and hospitalized.
Oh,
so
that's
that's obviously
cool.
close to my heart, working in the hospital.
Uh-huh.
And then also Saint Josephine Bakita was a saint in Africa who was eventually brought to Italy and then was able to join, become a sister when she eventually she was a slave, so she was sold many times in Africa and then eventually came to Italy. So she's also a woman who's been through a lot and a very strong character. So a lot of strong characters there. So yeah, first name Josephine, and it also goes with the middle name that we wanted for her as well.
And what's her middle name?
So her middle name is Ellen, and that's the name of my grandmother who passed on the evening that Josephine was born.
Oh, that's right.
And so that was also just an intense moment at this juxtaposition of life and death.
Oh, yeah.
And so wanted to carry on that sort of family name and give Josephine a name to live into.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Where do prayer, liturgy, and sacrament fit into your domestic church?
One thing recently that Matthew has been working on, and so Matthew just turned 7 a couple weeks ago, and so in the last year or so, he's been learning how to read and spell, and he's all excited about this. And at the same time, we're trying to nurture his participation in Mass. And so I brought home a missal, the missal that we use in Mass, and he typed up his own missal that he can kind of follow along during Mass, and then know what words are coming, and that is kind of a way that we nurtured excitement on his part to.
That's pretty impressive. He typed up his own missal.
It's an abbreviated form, but yeah.
It took a while.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
He likes it.
Oh, that's great.
Although he's I think we missed a part, and he's not happy about that, so we need to go update it.
Oh,
We need
that's
to
great.
add what we missed.
So does he do it in print? Did he print it out so he can take it with him to church?
Yeah, he's just like a little half, paper folded in half.
Oh, that's
little
great.
booklet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty ingenious in my opinion.
Well,
Wow. So what else are you teaching them? Prayers? Are you? What else are you doing?
yeah, at bedtime.
One of the things we've been doing at bedtime is singing
Oh, cool.
one verse of the song Day is Done. And they've both memorized that, and we sing that as a family at bedtime. And then after that song, kind of recently, in the past couple months, we started doing crosses on each other's foreheads.
Oh,
So-
that's neat.
I'm not sure when we really switched to doing that, but we would sometimes do it after they were sleeping. We'll go check on them, and then we'll draw a little cross on their forehead.
Oh, that's neat.
And then at some point it switched to maybe we should do that while they're awake, and then they can have the experience of us doing that to their forehead.
Oh,
and
that's
then
wonderful.
So now we all do it to each other,
Oh, that's great.
which is kind of special. And we say God bless you as we draw the cross. So they should be all set for Ash Wednesday now.
Yes,
That's right. They'll be able to apply their own ashes. Right?
you're right.
So that's been kind of a new. So between the song and then the cross, that's sort of our end of the night, miniature
Oh, that's nice.
liturgical time together.
I would think that would be very peaceful too. I mean, that would give a sense of protection or a sense of quiet or something. I don't know.
It definitely, I feel like a almost closure almost to the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It's a nice way to bookend at least the end of the day. Maybe we should do it at the beginning of the day too, as we are trying to get out the door.
For sure. So I'm wondering now, you have an ecumenical household. How do you share the commonalities and differences with your children?
This is really important to us. On a side note, a little bit, there's lots of research that says that the children of those who are in interfaith marriages are less likely to be practicing any religion at all as adults. And what has been found over time is that often is linked to, because there were differences amongst the parents, those differences were swept under the rug and just not addressed.
Okay.
And so then the children growing up and into adulthood perceived it to just not be important.
Yeah.
And so we want to go, kind of in the opposite direction and just be open and honest about things. They're still pretty young to kind of engage differences.
Yes.
But in our own past, I mean, the differences have brought out growth in both of us. So we'll be viewing, it's hard to paint with broad strokes, of course, but like the differences are opportunities for creative or generative tension as opposed to sort of destructive disagreement or something where things can't be resolved. So I think it's kind of an approach that shapes so much.
The way we approach it. Yeah, definitely. The commonalities that we really have been very successful with leaning into are some including like prayers that we have in common, music that we all appreciate. So using music like Day is Done, like lots of overlapping songs, like lots of liturgical concepts there that we both appreciate. And then we also both really enjoy, Patrick obviously dives a lot deeper with his studies than I do, but the scholarly and historical material to learn about because all of our faith grew out of the same apostles and the same early church, and there's a really rich tradition of one of which being of the saints that all of our children have received either at least portions of their name of from the saints. So just kind of learning more about some of that history has really like broadened my understanding of the faith and kind of how to look at. So this is sort of like an example of like a difference, I guess, but looking at the saints as like intercessory for us versus saints as models of faith versus really not having an awareness of saints at all, which is where I started off. So there's a lot we can learn from each other, and just kind of like the dialogue of coming from different places can give us more conversations and kind of open up doors of learning that we maybe otherwise wouldn't be opening if we thought we were on the same page for everything.
It's wonderful. I mean, learning about the lives of the saints and delving into that a little bit deeper, it's really fascinating, isn't it? I mean, the lives they lived, and that they weren't perfect. Some of those saints, had some real challenges, maybe physically and mentally sometimes. But, I think of even St. Ignatius. Wow, that guy was he started out being a real, he's sort of like a lady chaser, and then he ends up becoming the, a founder of a religious order. I mean, just and one that has endured after all these centuries. And that's just really amazing, and that there's a spirituality that people of many Christian faiths can embrace. And I find that fascinating. That's really cool.
Yeah. Another area that we both kind of enjoy is trying to add some art to our house, like religious art, a few art pieces. One that's up right now is the image of Mary and Elizabeth, meeting with their pregnant bellies. And so...
Oh, the visitation.
Yeah. So it's an image of both of them, Mary and Elizabeth. You can probably describe it better than I can.
That is neat.
It's a pretty contemporary, like a recent, it's not like a Renaissance art piece. It's very modern and just very colorful, and there's so much joy and
that's great.
action that's exuding from the piece. And so I think I got that for you when you were pregnant with Catherine. And so we had that in our living room for Matthew when
that's
Catherine
neat.
was on the way. And now that's been in our living room again as a way to prepare the kids, prepare us.
Yeah, remind us.
This biblical moment and encounter.
Yeah, I think a lot about Mary expecting Jesus during the Advent being pregnant during Advent is a great time to be
yes.
pregnant because it's that expectancy, and thinking of like Mary and how did they give birth back then? Just
Yeah.
imagining like what she must have gone through. Like it's hard enough in this day and age. So, so that's a great time to be pregnant for the kids and for me and for our whole family. Really, is it's just like this expectancy, waiting, and then for our baby to come after Christmas, obviously gave us just a little more time to wait in that season. But both kids know that like that's Mary with Jesus and Elizabeth with John. Like Catherine was learning that.
Oh, that's
Kind of this
neat.
winter during Advent and following that. So
Was that just awe-inspiring for them? I mean, they must have been so excited just thinking about that, about baby Jesus, and about they're going to be having
We're
a
gonna
baby
have a baby,
in their
yeah.
family. Did that make Christmas more special for them, or they're too young yet to grasp it?
I mean, it helped me grasp, like the idea of Jesus coming as a baby.
Yeah.
Once, like now that we have kids, is the fragility of an infant and of God. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sort of makes one pause and think.
And the vulnerability that God would be willing to make himself vulnerable, right?
Mm.
And this baby is vulnerable. You have to,
Takes your breath away.
yeah. It's just amazing. Wow. Let's see. So what else can I ask you? I was going to ask you, welcoming and belonging involve building relationships. How do you practice that with your children in the home? And how do you practice relationship building outside the home?
I think outside the home, we try to be intentional about having the kids like in the front yard or like to go on walks around the block to like get to know people in the neighborhood more.
Oh, that's good.
When we lived in Indiana, our house had a front porch and there was a porch swing on the front porch, and we would spend an hour or more most evenings out there, and the mailman would come up to the house and the neighbors would be walking by or driving by, and Matthew just was this little extrovert
Oh, that's
2-year-old
great.
loving to talk to everyone. And our house here doesn't have that same kind of structure to it.
Yeah.
We were talking about like, well, can we like build a porch swing on the front porch? Like, how can we create the space for our home to be a space where outward facingness happens as
Oh,
opposed to
that's
everything
nice.
happening in the backyard. So we
Oh,
have
that's neat.
very friendly neighbors, and our kids know them, and we try to nurture that relationship as much as we can.
I think that's wonderful.
and we have a glider.
Now we do.
We have a porch glider.
Oh, that's great.
Don't have it's not a swing, but it's a glider, and it's
And you're
great.
just waiting for the warm enough weather to be out there, right? I mean, it's been unseasonably mild, but not really glider weather probably yet.
Not front porch with a baby weather yet,
Yeah.
but we'll be there. Hopefully before I go back to work, I'll
Oh,
get
that's
some
wonderful.
good porch sitting with Josephine.
You talked about dealing, and I know we just have a couple of minutes, but you talk about dealing with the messiness of daily life when things don't go perfectly. How do you, like, practice mercy in those cases? What's, you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes we're not so merciful with each other, especially in your family sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe that doesn't happen in your family.
Oh, it does.
But
Yeah.
sort of it sometimes happens in our family.
I mean, there's Daniel Tiger is a children's cartoon based off of the tradition of Fred Rogers, and there's this little tune that goes, when you feel so mad that you want to roar, take a deep breath and count to 4. And
Oh,
then you
nice.
actually count to 4. So that we used with Matthew and again with Catherine, and I'm sure we will with Josephine.
Oh, gosh.
But like forgiveness is trying to instill the vocabulary of forgiveness, which is a more recent, because Matthew's only in first grade, so these concepts are new. But he asked me just the other day, or he said, I don't think we should love robbers, just out of the blue.
Oh,
We should
wow.
not love robbers. And so I said, oh, why is that? Like just
Yeah.
meeting with the question, and he explained, well, they take things, and that's not good, so I don't think we should love them. And so I posed to him the question then, well, what do you think God thinks about them? Does God love them? And he said, yeah, God loves them. And I said, well, then should we love them too? And he said, yes, we should love them because God loves them. And so that's been a helpful kind of approach, is to meet statements or questions with more questions and then just let him do the unpacking.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So in conflict, in the messiness, the same, like, should you have treated your sister that way? Or kind of like let him come to the conclusion that he already knows the answer to, but on his own.
For me, it would probably be, should I have treated you that way?
Well, we all.
I made an apology this morning in the car, so.
We try to be really intentional about that too, is like, I'm sorry, I got frustrated. So like, I'm sorry, Mommy got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I got frustrated. I'm sorry. There was too much going on. I'm going to reset now. And so like trying to talk them through our coming down off of like some of those high emotions, trying to model that and not being too proud to say I'm sorry to our kids, or not being too proud to like start to use the terminology, like to ask for forgiveness. Like Pat said, we're kind of starting to use some of that language of forgiveness.
Like mom and dad are not perfect, right?
No, exactly. And so I think we just need to not be afraid to model some of that messiness and our own ability to work through it for them, so they don't think that, everyone else except for them, doesn't make any mistake. That's just totally unrealistic. A couple other good resources that we really have appreciated. One that gave us a good amount of insight is a book called The Temperament God Gave Your Child.
Oh, nice.
I don't have the author off the top of my head, but it was a great book that described 4 temperaments: choleric, melancholic, sanguine, and phlegmatic, as just the way that we're kind of wired. And so trying to understanding ourselves and how we are wired, and then trying to understand our kids. We read this book and it was like, oh, yeah, that's Matthew. He's choleric. He is intense, passionate, intense. He feels everything intensely, but he has so much wonderful, positive energy when he's on the right track with something, that he's unstoppable. But if he's on the wrong track, he's also a force to be reckoned with, kind of. So, as the cholerics are. And so it was kind of a good way of like, here are the strengths, here are the weaknesses, here's what to kind of watch out for with these different temperaments. It's definitely not a key to unlocking everything, but it brought a lot of good insights, and it's been one
awesome.
that we've enjoyed. Probably should circle back and read it again. It's been a year or two, probably, since we picked it up.
So what are the resources? I like that. I'm going to check that one out.
We also enjoy the love languages,
Okay.
like the 5 love languages. That's helped us a lot as a couple, and just kind of, and another one we need to circle back to, because it's been years again since we read that book. There's lots and lots of different books out there.
Chris and Sarah's podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Or Sarah's.
What's that?
Sarah and Annie have a podcast.
Okay.
Laughs and Littles is a podcast of 2 young moms, Catholic moms, just kind of working through life with their families and trying to do a lot of wonderful, wonderful things. So they have some good examples and good recommendations, and just kind of how they're doing liturgy, how they're doing Advent, how they're doing Lent, like just kind of talking through it as friends and moms. So that's been a resource as well for us to kind of get some ideas sometimes.
And they're good at bringing the mess into focus too. Like, this was our goal for Mass today, and it did not happen.
Oh,
with the
that's
kids.
wonderful.
So they're very down to earth about it all too.
That's wonderful. It has been wonderful. I know I probably talk too much, but boy, I sure enjoyed hearing what you have to say and sharing a little bit of your life in the domestic church.
This has been great, Barb.
Thank you, Barb.
so much.
Just the conversation has been a gift, allowing us to kind of return to, our priorities and how are we being a domestic church at home.
I hope you'll come back and talk with us again. It'd be fun to have another conversation.
Deal. We'll bring Josephine.
Okay.
She was
Have
so
her do
quiet.
some talking. She can know what happened.
She might provide a different perspective.
That's right. The rest of the story, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
We look forward to the next Catholic Messenger conversation.